All right, what's up, college football fans, quarterback fans, SEC quarterback fans, and today Oklahoma fans. Today we're talking about Jackson Arnold, Seth Littrell, talking about the new offensive system, if you will, at least the new offensive coordinator. Talk about Littrell's history, his background, and talk about Jackson Arnold some too, and what the outlook for 2024 could be like for Jackson Arnold specifically, not necessarily the team or even the offense per se, but just Jackson Arnold and his combination with Seth Littrell and how that could potentially look. If this is your first time tuning in to our channel or to these videos, we're just a big quarterback hub. We spend a lot of time talking about SEC quarterbacks, SEC quarterback content, from recruiting to breakdown, just videos like this. We also have a podcast where we have current and former quarterbacks come on, coaches, skill coaches, trainers. They come on. We talk all things quarterback. So that sounds something that may intrigue you. Please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing, and all that YouTube stuff. So with that said, let's talk about Seth Littrell first. Let's talk about what he could potentially bring offensively, his history as a coach, and what quarterbacks have done under him. And let's talk about Jackson Arnold and maybe what the outlook could be for 2024. I know it's a very tough schedule, which we'll get to, but I still think there's success to be found there with the combination of Littrell and Jackson Arnold. So Seth Littrell, of course, played at OU before having coaching staffs at Kansas, Texas Tech, Arizona, Indiana, North Carolina, and then eventually becoming the head coach at North Texas. And when he was the head coach at North Texas, they had a quarterback named Mason Fine. I think offensively, it was everything you could want when he was at North Texas. His biggest flaw, or the biggest, what you heard the fans talk about the most, was just the defense. The defense was not very strong whenever Littrell was at North Texas, but offensively, they were always good. With Mason Fine, they were always good, always putting up points. So as an offensive mind, if Littrell only has to think about offense, doesn't have to worry about the whole team, you have a defensive minded head coach. This could be a really good combination here. You could really see Littrell maybe flourish and really kind of optimize his ability to call plays offensively, because he's only worrying about one thing, right? So when he was at North Texas, yeah, they had their best quarterback probably in history, and at the time, the best quarterback in Conference USA, Mason Fine, who I think had all the records at North Texas. They helped lead North Texas to their first 9-1 season in like over 40 years. They upset Arkansas by 3 or 4 touchdowns, which of course Arkansas fans don't like to be remembered. But then things didn't work out. He was fired in 2022. Became an offensive analyst last year for OU, and now the quarterback coach in the OC. And so I think it's a great hire to bring him in and to blend him in. But before we keep talking about the blend between him and Arnold, let's look real quick at what Mason Fine did, the quarterback at UNT, when Littrell was there. So he was the starter for about 3.5 years. He threw for right over 12,500 yards, 93 touchdowns through the air, 34 picks, 62% completion percentage, or right under 63, and he had a yards per attempt of 7.6. Put up huge numbers, right? It was all up to Mason Fine to make the offense work, and he did. So what did the offense look like? Well, it was throwing a lot. It was getting the ball out quick to set up deep shots, and it was using the pass game as an extension of the run game. They really like to get the game, or the pass game, going to help set up the run, to help set up passes downfield. So it was getting the ball out quick to help set up everything else, right? Again, one of the best quarterbacks in history. If you're or in Conference USA history in North Texas, if you're a quarterback junkie like myself, you remember him, go back and check out some of that offense. And before we talk about Jackson Arnold, let's real quick look at Dillon Gabriel last year, who I thought had a career year, right? He had just over 3,600 yards passing, 30 passing touchdowns, 6 picks, and his yards per attempt were 9.5, which was by far the highest of his career. You really saw him take more deep shots, and he was very accurate pushing the ball downfield. Also had over 300 yards on the ground, which was the highest of his career. So not only did Gabriel push the ball downfield more and kind of opened up the field and spread the ball out more, he used his legs a lot more too, especially, you remember that Texas game. I think he had 100 yards against Texas, right? Maybe I'm totally mistaken, but he used his legs when needed to. So if we talk about Jackson Arnold, we talk about the potential offense that it's going to look like. I don't think it's going to look all that different from Levy's. Of course, there's going to be different, I'm sure, different terminologies and some different kind of thought processes on different things. But Littrell wants to get the ball out quick, and he wants to push the ball downfield. Mason Fine didn't have nearly as strong as an Arnold as Jackson Arnold does. I think Littrell can now even open up his offense a bit more. I think you can continue what OU did last year with Gabriel. I think you can continue that with Jackson Arnold by pushing the ball downfield, right? Arnold's talents are off the charts. The potential is shown in the bowl game, even though he threw 3 picks. I think you saw the potential that was there. The arm strength was on display. Has a rocket arm and a good athlete. He's not going to stand in the pocket and be a statue. He's able to move around in the pocket, and I think his baseball playing days probably really helped with his ability to throw from any arm angle. Just there's a reason why he was the number one ranked quarterback in Texas, coming out of his class last year, right, and being a 5-star quarterback. There's a reason why there's a lot of talent and a lot of excitement about Arnold. And I think my biggest takeaway from 2023 for Arnold wasn't even the bowl game or the game against BYU where he got in. I think my biggest takeaway was he got some valuable playing time, which I think is going to be really beneficial as they go into 2024. I think the valuable playing time that he got in 2023 from the BYU game when Dylan Gabriel got was it dinged up a little bit, he got concussed. Regardless, Gabriel had to lead the game. Arnold came in, and then whenever Arnold started in the bowl game, I think that's going to be really a valuable experience as you head into one of the toughest schedules in 2024. But I think from a standpoint when you are combining Seth Littrell's offense and Jackson Arnold, I think he has all the tools you would want in his offense, which is maybe the most obvious statement I said today. He's a 5-star quarterback. Of course he does, right? But he can make any throw. He's going to push the ball downfield. He's going to get the ball out quick, which I think you're going to need to do against the schedule coming up, right? So the outlook for me, again, this is way down the road. Essentially, we got 7 months, 8 months to the season starts. But the outlook for me is I think the numbers could be really good. I think you could still have a good season, but I think the numbers could not be as high as Gabriel's. I think the record could be lower, and I still think it could be a good season based on their schedule. It's one of the hardest schedules I've seen. I don't know all the schedule rankings, but it's one of the toughest schedules I've seen. You got Alabama, Mizzou, Texas, Ole Miss, Tennessee, LSU, all top 17 teams, with 4 of those teams being the top 10. I mean, it's a pretty brutal schedule. But I think when you have a quarterback like Jackson Arnold, I think the talent is there for Littrell. So let's talk a little bit more of the combo of Littrell and Arnold, and we talked a little bit about it. But I think we're going to see a combination of what Littrell is going to kind of program in there as far as RPOs, straight drops, play action. I think we're going to see all the above. I think we see Arnold's legs maybe early in the season just to kind of keep the defense honest, to kind of get Arnold comfortable as he's getting going. And I think it also helps. I talked about the schedule, but it helps that they have an easier first 3 games. Temple, U of H, Tulane. Now, U of H and Tulane are no teams to sniff at by any means, but it's a lot easier than the SEC schedule coming up, right? So I think we're going to see a variety of different type of plays from Littrell and Arnold, right? So I think those first 3 games, use those first 3 games to get going. And again, not sure if the production will be the same as Gabriel's just due to the schedule, but I still think Arnold could have a really good year even if the numbers aren't as high, right? You got to look for him to spread the ball, push the ball downfield, and use his legs, right? So we'll have more Jackson Arnold content and quarterback content as it relates to OU throughout the offseason, but just wanted to put out a quick video of the outlook maybe heading into 2024 that, hey, the numbers may not be as high, the record may not be as good, but it could still be a really good season. And hell, maybe the numbers are higher, maybe the record is better, maybe they upset everyone that they have in their schedule. We will see. But with that said, if you like the SEC quarterback content, if you like the SEC content, college football content in general, or if you're an OU fan, please consider subscribing. We'll be putting out more OU content just because they are going into the SEC, and we're starting to do a lot more SEC quarterback content. So if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and be on the lookout for all of our interviews we have coming up. We have current and former quarterbacks come on and coaches come on, and some really cool conversations in those interviews. So if you like that type of stuff, hey, like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. We'll see you next time. Peace.